Hey guys, what's up? Here with Coach V, and just wanted to take a minute to talk a little bit about recruiting and just things that we can do to help you guys get a little bit more exposure and to help you go to the next level. So, Coach V, just for the people that don't know, Coach V's been a coach for over 20 years, all the different levels. He's recruited himself, and now he's helping kids get recruited. So maybe you should just talk about what are some of the ideas that you have that or things that you're going to be doing to, add value to what you're doing to help these kids with their recruitment.
Well, I mean, first, what we talked about while I'm here is I'm going to start getting college coach and buddies of mine. I think just go straight to the source. I mean, you get a lot of folks around here that tell kids this and that. Not that, again, not that they can't help them. I've always kind of said, man, a strength coach, man, is supposed to make you stronger. A trainer is supposed to make your skills better. You got to understand the mind of college coaches. So working with you, and I'm going to try to bring on college coaches from across the country so they can inform parents and kids on a weekly basis on a show like this what really matters.
I think that'd be awesome. You're talking about going straight to the source, bringing the coaches on, being able to talk to them directly. And like I said, you've been a coach for over 20 years. You still have all those connections. So I think that'd be great to actually start doing the show like we've been talking about. Bring on some coaches that are, coaching right now, looking for players and, helping them to see what works when it comes to recruiting. So that'd be exciting for us to start doing.
Yeah, I mean, I always said you don't need to understand the mind of an athlete. There's ex-athletes, again, helping kids and train them, and that's good. You need to understand the mind of a college coach. How do you put your name on a board? How do you get your name removed?
And let's pause right there, because I'm sure a lot of players probably hear that term. You don't want to get your name taken off the board or name on the board. Can you just, for a quick minute, just what's the board concept?
Well, I mean, the board concept is, your recruiting board. It changes every day. It's like a stock market, so to speak. I mean, I don't know nothing about stocks, but I know how those names move off a board, how they move on a board. And instead of me talking, I think a better way to do it is bring current college coaches on. Who cares? I used to coach in the past. I mean, that's why I created the UC Exposure. I mean, it's all designed from that perspective, but I think it's important that viewers see current college coaches giving them direct insight, almost a cheat sheet on how to keep your name on a recruiting coordinator's board. Or even better, what I try to do is move you from D3 to D2 or NAIA to Division I. There is a fine line outside of the mid-major talent of moving up or down.
And when you say that you're going to help a kid move up or down, like, how do you do that?
For me, when I do recruiting game plans, I mean, I've already selected that you have to have college talent. I mean, I'll consult and speak with you. But my biggest thing I do is exactly what you're going to learn when we start bringing these college coaches on. The biggest thing I do is I'll tell them everything that will remove their name from the board. That's between me and my client. From scouting them live without them knowing and giving them that scouting report, like everything I looked for when I had money involved, they get that insight while I showcase the best version of them to programs that fit. So that fine line right there could be the difference between Boris having 6 D3s, and it was like this last year, to getting $36,000 paid for. Just all the little things behind the scenes that can take you off the board. That's what I loved last year when I was working with, selected kids. Not a lot, but 30 or 35 kids in the state.
Nice. Cool. Well, I guess another way that you can get access to the kids and kind of see how they perform is when they come to your events. So do you want to maybe talk? I know you have a camp coming up actually this week. You have a camp coming up, but how does that all work together? Like when a kid comes to your camp, for those that don't know, like whenever they do go to camps or things like that, how does all of this stuff work together to actually help them get recruited? Like when they, put their future, kind of in your hands, or they want your...
Well, I mean, I have kind of really two services, but they're both really the same. I mean, I designed a camp where you're going to get a real look. Some kids hide from that in the masses, amongst hundreds of kids. You'll see me post that. You can hide your weaknesses, or you can go out there in front and center, 12 at a basket, a college coach working that basket, and show that your college-ready traits. So even my camp, it's not going to hurt your interest, but it can improve your interest dramatically, the way I design the camps with the smaller groups, or it can improve your knowledge and when you have time to fix it. In other words, I try to do both of my camps. There's a prep part to my events without being, again, their motor and all that, but there's a prep part and a roadmap to the next level. All that stuff you're talking about, keeping you on the board. Now, if there's a kid, so they're really two different entities, but if there's some players at my event, not the no-brainers that just need my camp, but if there's a player at my event that's right there that I used to sign at Olu or West Texas or even McMurray, D3, NAI, D2, that I just see, man, that is a big-time college defender. He can't score. That's why I run my camps. And in the spring, man, we're going to have to figure out how to get them to every program that needs a college-level defender, because this people don't understand, because they signed a kid out of the portal and they call me, Coach, I got to have a guy who can guard, who's dependable. So there's a lot of little things with the recruiting game plan that can get you money if you know some behind-the-scenes stuff and you have no ego involved. If you want to be Division I, there's enough for you. And again, I always say that everybody already knows in San Antonio and Austin who the 5 kids are that are Division I guys right now. They're on every ranking. They're about the same guys. Those guys are known. What about that guy? How do you find that guy who's really good? So I enjoy both avenues. I'll discover maybe 8 to 10 kids. I won't push it, but I'll call them afterwards and say, if you want real help, man, I can get you a profile, I can do that, but it's more about consulting and working one-on-one until we find them a fit.
And I think that was kind of what I was getting at, is that, sometimes when a lot of these players go to camps, they just go to like a showcase. It's just like a one-day event, and then it's kind of done, but it sounds like they can actually kind of join your network of, they come to your camp, but if they are hungry enough to want to talk to you afterwards or try to get more help from you to see how they can improve, that you're actually available to talk to them and, like you said, consult them and actually help them. It's not just a one-day event you come to and then they never hear from you.
Well, first of all, recruiting's not a one-day event unless you're already getting offers. These kids hear the word interest. We've talked about that. When I was a recruiter, I would come through San Antonio and Austin from, way up in the Panhandle and go to 12 high school gyms to be mapped out. I could be interested in every kid in there. I only have 2 on my board. That's that recruiting board. So interest, I think, tricks some kids in this area, and that's why I say the kids that do well at my events, you've got to still do showcases. They really come to 3 different platforms, and I promote progress. If you're averaging 8 and I love you, I'm not promoting you to my D2 200 relationships at the Division II level.
Why? Because
I'd be done.
They only score 8 points.
No, I'll be done. You're not playing at a D2 level. You're not a D2 academic kid. There's a lot to this game. That's why I want to bring on college coaches and not talk about my camps or me, but just inform parents and players. It is a 6, 9, 12-month process, not a 6-hour camp. So my camps are not designed for one day. That's why I do 48 players. That's why we do the things we do, because I'm trying to find traits that translate to college while you can fix your weaknesses. I'm evaluating better. College coaches on staff, it's not a camp. Those are current college coaches giving me their 10 templates on players. That's direct professional insight. Same guys that are going to be talking. So these kids are learning. And here's the kids that have benefited. The ones that have really got an offer, give them the credit because they took the things in a fall camp. That's why I'm so adamant about some of these kids coming to the fall camp. But they took some of those things that a college coach gave them that would keep them off my board, and they went and fixed it. And they were rewarded at the end of the year with money. That's behind the scenes insight why I showcase the best version of you. I'm waiting to see if you'll fix the information you get after my camps, because I ain't your trainer, I ain't your heart. You could be sitting on a couch, eating chips, disinterested. That's why I tell moms, why would you pay anybody 12 months? That's a recruiting service. I don't do that. Again, I promote progress. I try to make it affordable for any kid, but I don't want you stuck. If you're averaging 3 and you're doing bad in the class, then I'm not going to push you to my contacts. I would instantly lose what I've worked so hard for, even though I coach college.
Which is your credibility.
Credibility and relationships. They need real resources, they need real leads, and they got real issues above them right now that I think kids and parents don't even understand. I don't even understand it all because I haven't been a coordinator for 9 years. That's why I think it's going to be fun to bring college coaches from California. They're all over, but you'll hear some same little things that we're discussing right now. No matter what level. I mean, that's going to be the cool part, I think, for the show when college coaches start coming on here and helping these folks understand.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be really exciting. And, you know, for everyone tuning in, you know, we're going to start doing a little series where we're going to have, you know, guest speakers, which are current college coaches. You know,
I think I changed the name already. I think the college coach's mind, know the mind. I was thinking of something over here. I was talking about know your facts. No, to understand the recruiting process, you don't need to understand an ex-athlete. And not to say you ain't going to give opinion and try to help you. You need to understand who is offering kids. That's the mind you want to get to know. That's the mind for me, and I'm not saying, but I'm very, very proud of the results of last year, but that's the mind that's created and worked for half a decade to make UC exposure more relevant for a vast majority kids that are not Division I. If you want to keep being told you're D1 and come to me at my last camp, that's the kids I've had. It's not a one-hit wonder. Not the way it works. It's a process. So the more time I have with you, you're not just getting exposure, but you're going to get some insight to increase your own recruitment and how to do that. Like you said, what kind of film to share, things like that. So instead of me talking about it, I want to bring coaches onto your show, Boris, and man, just let your audience and people in general hear from college contacts of mine on the process.
Awesome. Well, in conclusion, you know, to kind of wrap up our conversation today, let's take a minute to talk about your camp that you have coming up. It's on this upcoming Sunday, September the 19th, right in Buda, Texas.
Yeah. It's Syntex Fieldhouse. 3 coaches on staff are college coaches. Again, man, it's invaluable to me to have college coaches on my staff, not for, you know, credibility or the picture, but the in-depth assessment. If I have a lot of sheets that say this kid does this bad, this well, that's from a guy who's offering money. So I'm going to make sure that he has that information. So I think my staffs make our events unique. Absolutely, the layout's a college readiness camp. If you fall flat on your face and you get your tail kicked and you can't win at nothing and you do bad, it's okay. You have time to fix that. I've been fired up to see kids who, by their 3rd camp, finish in the top prospect. Because, you know, if you win, you're in my camp. I've taken politics out, rankings out, and that's why the formula above has been so high, results of kids named top prospects getting college offers. But the thing I think is going to really enhance it is what we talked about, live streaming it now. You know, being able to track and live stream and preview and send a packet to hundreds and hundreds of contacts while they're watching, man, in a 48-player platform, you will get looks. 300 coaches watched my West Texas camp. We've got better talent coming to this one next Sunday. So I think that amount of coaches will still tune in, and they're not watching 6 or 8 courts. I mean, they're really tuned in because in my packet, I said, this guy's a college-ready defender. They may need a defender. So they'll really be watching maybe number 12. You know, that's pretty unique for these kids. If you get exposed a little bit and fixed it, then great, your journey's not over. Go to work. If you fall flat, go to work. So, man, I'm excited about the live streaming, the addition of any top prospect getting a player profile. I won't talk about that now, but that's just a way to enhance my camps. If you've earned that title, you're going to be on a page that college coaches can go find leads. And so, man, it's going to be a good event. I still got, you know, I'm going to be honest, I still got about 17 spots to fill. And my Houston camp, which is almost a month away, which I want to be Austin and San Antonio kids, I only got about 12 spots to fill. And that's a bigger market. And so we've, hopefully, I really want these remaining spots to be filled with SA and San Antonio, and Austin kids. And that's the whole point of it. Help these local kids based on where I'm hosting my camps.
Yeah, well, you guys heard it. San Antonio players, Austin players, there's still time to register for Coach V's UC Exposure Camp on this Sunday, September the 19th. Like he said, he's doing a lot of things to help the players with exposure, like the live streaming and the video. And, I'm glad and happy that I'm able to work and help Coach V cover his camp and help, those players that are going to be in the camp, help them with video and help them get exposure to go along with, with your evaluations and things.
Hey, man, the bottom line is I got to produce, man. You were with me 5-6 years ago. I had 9 guys in my camp, and I was talking the same stuff. This past year, 64 of 82 kids that were named top prospects have college offers. That's 5 years of work. So am I passionate about it? Yeah, it's 5 years of work. I'm not saying money grabs. I'm not calling anybody out. But I was that passionate with the 8 guys 5 years ago when you were filming me that nobody believed. But I wasn't, I had to sign kids for 21 years. So I can remember, I can tell you, Cody Farmer, when it started, he was trying to play high school ball. He got a full ride. There were success stories back then. This just now, I've put everything into this because I knew a vast majority of kids and my contacts at college, that are not Division I or in every obvious ranking could get off to school if they understood the process and found the right fit. So for me, that's been a 5-year journey. So absolutely, I want to build off those results. My goal is to double that amount of offers with the enhanced live streaming, with my enhanced profile page, and with double the following now because again, these guys need real, credible resources. And so, but I've always said this: I promote progress. It's not rocket science. If you get caught in a 12-month contract or somebody's selling you ice cream and you come say you're robbed, I always say 2 things. Have they seen you in person? And have they ever offered a kid money in their life? I'm not saying you got to pay film and you got to pay for select tournaments. Yes, that's part of the game. I'm talking about somebody that's
supposed to help you with recruiting.
Promising recruitment.
If they've never actually done it themselves.
And that's what I say. I got kids. My kid can get a girlfriend. My son can get a girlfriend. He can stop liking basketball. He could be laying on my couch. So I give the parents all the ownership. You're just not stuck. It's a 6-month process after my camps. I never stop working. I could think of that Taylon Brown kid. Man, it was 3 months when one guy called that needed a kid like him, and I went back and I said, that's your guy. I can't believe he's still available. Signed the next day. So it's a process. So I knew the fit. So it's going to be, so again, the camps are just a byproduct for me to really get an evaluation and have the college coaches on staff back their input and insight on evaluating the kids. And you get real looks at my events, good, bad, or indifferent. Some things you may have to fix, but you can hide those when 6 courts are going at one time. There's a lot, you know what I mean? When 6 games are going at one time, there's a lot of gyms. You got to do that, but I'm saying I'm an alternative. I'm a different option.
Yeah, well, that's great. Like I said, there's still time to register for Coach V's camp. It's on this Sunday. If they want to learn more, they can reach out to you on Instagram or Twitter, and they can also go to your website. If you want to go ahead and let them know what the website is, and then what your Instagram handle and maybe what your Twitter handle.
Yeah. Uncommon B-Ball is my Twitter handle. You can message me if you're interested at this point, so they know if you're a varsity player, no accolades, no nothing. If you're just hungry for a real opportunity, you can fill one of those spots. I've invited kids in this area twice. And that's all the invites they get. They're either one in or they one out. And most of them, and I hope most of them, again, may come to and I want to get this, my very last camp and think I can just fix. I'm not an agent type. I don't use my connections that way. Again, other people do that. That's not me. That's not my personality. I created something that's scalable to help the kids that make the most progress. and I promote on the back end over the whole course of the year.
So don't wait. It's basically
Right. Don't
wait till the
wait.
last one.
But also, I want to give any varsity player that may be going to have a breakthrough varsity season and been working their butt off, that's on no radars, that doesn't have any honors right now, a chance to go against ranked kids that did take a spot. There are 15, 18 of the better Austin San Antonio kids that did take a spot. So give me a varsity kid hungry that's going to come in and showcase their talents with 48 and maybe beat out a ranked guy, because mine are fair. So if you want to sign up and you're that kid and you play varsity basketball in San Antonio and Austin and you're listening to this, you can DM me at Uncommon B-Ball on my Twitter. You can go to my website, uncommonbasketball.com, or you can email me at uncommonbasketball@gmail.com. But get a hold of me, because you're in. Give me somebody hungry right now, because I got a fair avenue where you can take somebody's exposure or ranking one-on-one in my camp, because if you win, you're in. There ain't no politics. You've been in my camps. I have different kind of layouts. But if you're the best defender, the best skill guy, or you outplay somebody and outwork somebody in the win and wait segment, and you win that, you're in my top game. Those are the guys that have kind of put themselves on college radars, and I love helping that kid too. So any varsity players right now, it's going to close on Thursday. 100% closed on Thursday. We got 17 spots left.
Cool. Well, you guys heard it. Sign up. Come play against some good competition. Come play against some ranked kids and see how you match up. And hopefully you can stand out and get the offer that you've been working so hard for. So thanks, Coach V, and until next time, we'll do it again. But thanks for the knowledge and the nuggets today.
No, I appreciate it. But again, man, I can't wait to get college coaches on this show for you and just have you ask questions, man, that you're interested in as you're trying to help these kids through your avenue. And then I'll ask them some questions that I think pertain to things that most folks outside of the industry just don't know, the NIL, some of the transfer portal issues. But you just can ask basic questions about, like I said, film, and that's going to come straight from a guy who puts the name on the board or takes it off. That's got to be able to help some parents and kids for us to start doing that.
Yeah, definitely. So, like you said, stay tuned. We're going to have college coaches as guest speakers here in the near future, within the next week or so, and we'll ask them some questions that we think you guys want to know the answers to. So, stay tuned, and thank you for all the support. And until the next episode, y'all take care.